And we're back with Dr. Kathryn Foster, the author of The Naked Truth About Men and Romance. And Doctor, what are some of the mistakes that women make in romances?
Well, let me mention 3 of them. One is approaching...
Only 3?
Okay. Well, I'll do more if you want. Okay. So approaching dating with masculine energy is one, and thinking that men like that. You know that women entered the male work world, not the other way around. So women had to adapt to male ways of thinking, organizing, managing people. The way that men go for the bottom line in a business situation is very different than I think the way that women would set up a work world. But she had to adapt, and because of that, she established a masculine way of thinking. Now, a lot of women think it would be good to take that into a dating relationship. And I do see this with college kids and young adults. And sometimes it does work for a while, but what's missing is the allure of the male-female difference, you know? But also, she's presenting a pseudo-self, and that's going to wear thin at some point. But you see, men have a part of the brain, the DPN, that causes a man to want to be one-up, causes him to want to compete, you know, and to be sensitive to territorial threats from other men. So because men's brains are like that, they don't develop the relational skill that women are freely allowed to do. They're hindered by that competitiveness. So if you're a woman and you're going into a romance, bring your empathy, bring all your relational skill, bring your thought, feeling, flowing dialogue to the relationship. Because a guy doesn't really want to have another guy and all the logical, competitive kind of stuff.
Right.
You know? So second, when any of us are attracted to somebody, we project ourselves onto them. We assume that our romantic partner is like us in terms of motives, attitudes, everything, even things we haven't talked to each other about. But we are not alike. The genders are quite different. And so unmet expectations leads over time to disappointment and can lead to a relationship breakup. Now, women initiate 2/3 of the divorces. And really, Michael, this is where my research all began, was why is there such a difference?
Right.
You know? But women initiate by far the most divorces. And I believe it's because of this. They don't have their expectations met in the relationship. I'll talk more later about childhood and how our expectations develop in childhood. The good and the bad news is, the good news is that women don't really have to work so hard in a romance. Men are easy, you know, comparatively. The bad news is that women don't get their own relational needs met. Now, that leads me to the biggest mistake, and that's number 3. Women drop their female friendships. And we know from research that it isn't romance that staves off loneliness, really. It's friends. It's not even our family relationships. It's friends. It's people we just enjoy being with. And because women, at least for much of their lives, may go in and out of romances with men, they will find that, you know, female friendships provide them with the steady foundational relationships of their lifetime. Now let me give you a couple reasons why a woman should not drop her female friends. Okay, one is because female friends provide a unique emotional support. The Germans figured this out, okay? In their research, they took men who were doing something stressful, like getting ready to deliver a speech, and brought in their female significant other. When that happened, the guy's stress levels went way down.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah. But when a woman was doing the same thing, she was giving a speech, and the guy comes, her significant other guy comes to join her, her stress levels went way up.
Oh, wow.
So why would that happen? Well, see, the guy tends to give emotional support by giving advice, which can make a woman feel pressured. A woman gives emotional support by giving acceptance and validation. Very different, it's very soothing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that unique emotional support is the first reason you shouldn't drop your female friendships. The second reason why you should not drop your female friendships is because those friends provide an openness and a bonding that is unique to that kind of relationship. Women relax their guard, they connect as two souls, they have permeable boundaries that let another person in. And the reason for that is that both women have a lot of circulating oxytocin. That causes them easily to bond, to give to each other, to be open. In fact, Michael, they're now looking at giving autistics oxytocin, that is mostly in women, to allow them to have greater relational skill.
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful thing.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that neat? So, the affection, the unrestrained laughter, the openness that two women have together is very different than two men who have more of a competitive edge to the relationship,
Right.
and more concealment and possibly even suspiciousness.
Oh, wow. So those are the 3 big mistakes that women make in
Yeah,
romance.
those are the 3.
Wow.
Well, join us for part 8 when we ask the big question, how do you make romance work?